Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. Swift MotorSports airs iRacing Paints Xfinity Series fires things off for race number 7 here in season number 6, hitting the hallowed ground of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 90 laps coming at you right around the corner, but first, your Performance Motorsports qualifying session just about ready to come to a close. We'll get some of those track times to you here in just a brief moment. Nice cool day for racing for the fans beginning to file into the stands here tonight, so we will quickly transition into some of these qualifying times. But before we go, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, bringing you all the calls from trackside. Speaking of trackside, let's go ahead and throw those times to the left-hand side of your screen. You can see Bailey Dutton, top of the speed charts, looking to get back to victory lane with only 60 seconds remaining in qualifying. Dutton, top of the speed charts, quick time 50.97. Todd Cray right behind him. Jerry Cochran the third, sitting in third. Justin Gann, last week's race winner, he's yet to turn in a time lap. We'll see where he goes out there on the track. For the moment, Logan McNeil, Casey Duncan still trying to lay down their fast time. So as the music fades away, just about 15 seconds, looks like Bailey Dutton will bring us to the green flag here tonight. So we're going to quickly step trackside for your national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And we bring you back live trackside here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, getting ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight with the Airs iRacing Paints Xfinity Series. Bailey Dutton, top of the speed charts with the quick time in qualifying You're waiting the word, and it looks like race officials hitting those buttons. You know the sounds. You know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup right here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, starting inside row number 1, back at the point behind that fast 26 Hardee's throwback machine. Bailey Dutton will bring us to the green. Last week's race winner and last night's winner in the Truck Series, looking to go back-to-back weeks, back-to-back nights. Can that 30 of Justin Gann get from second and finish in the top spot? We'll be riding and watching that 30 machine starting from that outside row, back in row number 2 here tonight. Todd Gray and Jerry Cochran III. Kevin Burrows and Jim Thorndike making up row number 3. And in row number 4 tonight, the 00 of Nick Hunt and the 14 machine of Dave Seats. Casey Duncan, Ray Lane back in row number 5, finishing out your top 10. Jason Branch gonna put his machine inside row number 6 with the Cuban Missile Rocket. Roy Fernandez gonna start outside row number 6 from the 12th position. Look for Fernandez to sneak his way up through this field. Back in row number 7, Dave Medina Sr. and John McMillan Jr. Gary May and John Wimbish making up row number 8, and row number 9 tonight, Tommy Haynes and Logan McNeil. Big tip of the cap and shout out to Andy Starcher, Don Kidder, race control and admins tonight. Field off of 4 for the first time. Ready to fire the engines and get this thing started. And away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here at Indy. Front of the field situating themselves already, 3rd, 4th, and a dogfight. You've got 5th place runner. Ooh, almost turned into a Mike Tyson situation right there. We're going to keep it rolling. Nick Hunt, single file now all the way through your top 10. Jason Branch, Roy Fernandez, they're mixing things up back in 11th and 12th. See a little further on back at Mountain Dew. Co-Red Machine looking to make some headway just in front of Fernandez. Medina Sr. back on the scene as he's causing a code red for a handful of these drivers already back on the horse. Head into the front, the 99 looking good out there. Meanwhile, front of the field, let's go back once again. Bailey Dutton dropping the hammer on the start of tonight's race and walking away already. Almost a 1-second advantage. Todd Gray going to take over that second position in his Black Rifle Coffee Company sponsored Camaro. Wow, Justin Gann. These two are no strangers, right? We watched them last night for 150 laps at Darlington behind the wheel of their Performance Motorsports Truck Series rides. Battling things out, finishing 1 and 2 on the race last night. Here they go, finding themselves following each other on the track once again, 3rd and 4th. Justin Gann, Jerry Cochran the 3rd, company right behind him, Kevin Burrows, Jim Thorndike, side-by-side battle, 5th and 6th. Dutton continues to compound that race lead and the advantage for the moment. There you can see race leader Bailey Dutton flying by the camera. this hungry field of drivers files down through turn number 1, lap number 4 on the board, single file racing through the field. So as the field goes single file, we'll jump around, have a little look at a handful of different drivers here tonight on board now with the 23 machine of Kevin Burrows, Ray Lane in the 44. Re-emerging on the scene once again, Ray back in action, back behind the wheel of this Hyperdrive Motorsports number 44. Look for him to get that fast forward towards the front of the field. Has a fellow Ford behind him, Jason Branch, sporting those familiar Navy Accelerator Life wrapped machines out there, looking to the inside. Great exit out of turn 2. Branch gonna take a look, not gonna have enough going. Try to make a move. What does Lane do in 3? He'll stay behind. Double O for the moment. Further up through the field, take a little look at what it looks like to be behind the wheel of one of these machines, riding now on board with Jim Thorndike, sitting in the 5th position, reeling in Jerry Cochran a 3rd. But the field, they've got a big test, right? They've got a pretty big test here tonight. Your top 4, all previous race winners. So you're gonna have to be on your game. You're gonna have to be game. And we'll see who wins with the overall gamesmanship at the end of this thing. Jumping back outside of the car, back around the track just a little bit. Things mixing up a little further back through the field. Jason Branch, Casey Duncan having a little look to the inside. The Serve Pro Orange and Green number 11 machine digging on the bottom of the racetrack. 15 of McMillan Jr. right behind him. Medina Sr. gave up some spots, made a little bit of a run to the front there for about a lap or 2. Down that Mountain Dew Red Camaro, dropping back to 12. We apologize, make that 13. A long road awaits these drivers here tonight. 2.5 miles around the famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And these drivers are going to be jockeying for positions all night long. Looking to the inside now. Ray Lane down to the bottom of the racetrack, looking to take that position away from Nick Hunt. Side by side, Branch looking for the position on Hunt. Oh, contact with the outside wall, the John Deere Camaro, a little bit of contact. He's going to come down the racetrack, trying to block off the run now. The 11, ooh, that's going to get close. They're going to sort it out, getting back into the corner, but a big moment there. Small pack starting to develop already at the front of this field. Bailey Dutton gone and away, 1.8 over Todd Cray, who has 1.2 back to Justin Gann. Your top 2 running in no man's land as Justin begins to gap Jerry Cochran the 3rd. That's going to be where the big train begins. Ooh, a little bit of contact with the outside wall. Medina Sr. into the outside wall. Close quarters racing down to the inside. Kevin Burrows looking for a position on the 59 of Thorndike. Oh my God, that's close. Ooh. couldn't really see how clear he was, but man, it didn't look like he was. It didn't look like he was. Let's just say it that way. Whew. High above the track, taking a little look. Oh, contact, and around goes the 14. Right as we switch back to the battle, contact, I believe that was between Seats and Medina. Let's see if we can't get a look from the overhead camera shot, guys. Do we got that one on the drone cam? Can we get that one, please? We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened. There it is. Contact, no contact. The 14, all sorts of out of shape. Down the racetrack. Let's see if we've got a different look at this, guys. And down the racetrack and into the 44. Look like maybe some contact prior, maybe with the outside wall. Seats a little bit out of shape. And then contact with the 44. That's all she wrote. So back out front with the race leader showing the way. Bailey Dutton will bring the field back to a crawl back behind the iRacing pace car. Look for the drivers to catch up on the backstretch. Entering turn number 3. Pit road will be open this time by, and 11 laps into the race, I would expect to see everybody. Right, I expect to see everybody hitting pit road. I mean, you've got, but here's the thing. A limited number of tires. So do you come to pit road and get fuel? Run this first tire stint out. Maybe we'll get that long green flag run. You could save us that early in the race. Or is track position coupled with fresh tires gonna be the winning strategy? We'll find out here in just a handful of moments as the field heads down pit road for the first time. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. We'll bring you back trackside for all the green flag action right here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And back trackside as promised as Justin Gann wins the race off of pit road. New race leader for the first time here tonight. Gonna swap those starting positions for the restart. We're gonna get ready to drop the hammer on the gas. This time by pace car infield to the restart zone. And green flag flies once again here at the Brickyard. Field sorting themselves out just a little bit quicker here at the front of the field. We're going to eyeball right around that 10th position here. There you can see Roy Fernandez now up 4 positions from 12th to 8th. Sneaky, that Lucas Wheel Machine looking to get to the front. Whoa, and Todd Gray going to pack it in. Woo. And it looks like Cray, one of those drivers that elected to take 4 fresh Goodyear, started deep in the field, but he will have that tire advantage. Look for him to have to make short work of the drivers in front of him right now, looking for a way to get around Jason Branch. We're going to watch as Todd Cray makes his way up through the field, single file, back behind Cray. As he's down the backstretch, halfway looking to the inside now, going to peek the nose of that 22 to the inside. It's going to be covered up for the moment by Duncan. Great setup for a pass. Out of turn number 3, Cray going to keep it down at the bottom, coming out of 4. Big run now right on the rear deck, into the 59 of Thorndike. So as your race leader crosses the line, we'll drop the timing scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Cousin Jess, we got your favorite driver right here, highlighted, making some major moves. Woo. Fresh tires. Massive. We've seen tire strategy come into effect last night at Darlington Raceway in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series with Swift. Will we see the tire strategy be king here tonight? Big gamble early here tonight for Todd Cray and company. He will take a set of tires early on our first caution, lap number 11. And with the majority of the field, and it looks like only 3 drivers, only Dave Seats, David Medina, and Todd Cray elected to take 4 tires. Cray's the only one making headway, knocking on the door of fighting for the race lead. He's going to close in on that Hardy-sponsored Toyota Supra, piloted by Bailey Dutton. Your pole sitter here tonight. Fading a little bit after the round of pit stops. Justin Gann able to step away and keep the clean air. Clean air king as always out front. Easy pass with the fresh tires, and there's Justin Gann, a little contact. Coming out of turn number 1, that's going to cost Gann as Cray closes in quickly down the backstretch. Look for a move here in 3 and 4. You're going to wait the pass. It's going to happen. He's going to get him. I can guarantee it. There it is. Little look to the inside out of turn number 3 down into 4 with the preferred line. Gann, no choice but to roll over. Let the 4 freshies through a little further in the back. Let's go back here. Roy Fernandez battling now, looking for a way around Casey Duncan. nose to tail into one man, the 15 all over the 3. Ray Lane trying to make some headway. Lane looking to the inside of the valve lane, 56 of John Wimbish. And I want to see where this trails out at, where this thing comes out at. All of these drivers in the field on old tires. Todd Cray burning them up right now. Ooh, into the outside wall. A little bit of contact for the Ford Mustang of Jason Branch out of turn number 4. But Cray already 1.2 second advantage. And it's going to continue to creep, continue to grow. Last time around, Todd Cray 52.40, Justin Gann a 53.14. No driver in this field besides Todd Cray in that 52-second bracket. He is going to put time and distance on this field. This could be dangerous if it goes green from here on out. Big run to the bottom for Lane. He's going to force his way around the 15. 99 sees a door open. David Medina looking to the inside. Will the Mountain Dew Code Red Machine complete the pass? And yes, he does. He'll grab that 9th spot as they head into one. Roy Fernandez now still trying to get by the 23 of Burrows. We apologize. That's going to be the 59 of Thorndike. Ray Lane, he's back in the mix. Lane trying to make his way through. Woo. Thorndike, a little bit of a correction getting into the corner. Big run through 3 there for the 15. Down to the inside of turn number 4. McMillan Jr. with the pass forward position. He'll move his way into the 9th spot. John Wimbish going to go by Casey Duncan. That's going to be for 11. Some good battles all over the racetrack. We're going to jump around a little bit and see what we can bring you. Let's go here. Let's take a look at that 11 machine of Casey Duncan has Nick on, Jason Branch, and Tommy Haynes in tow. 12th through 15th right here fighting for positions. Gary Mayo led along pace running in 16th. Dave Seats, big trouble contact early in time. And Seats is sitting in 17th. Logan McNeil. Big problems here. Connection issues for that number 12 machine. He stays at the tail end of the field off of turn number 4 this time. Jason Branch going to make a move to the inside, but here comes the 17 of Haynes looking for a head of steam. Not going to, oh my God, big hit. Oh my goodness. That is going to be, that's going to be a night ender. That is a huge hit. Let's take a look here. Big hit for both of these drivers. Let's take a look one more time. There it is, just down the racetrack a little bit. Hooked on the nose of the 28. Carnage, chaos ensues from there. One more look at it. Oh, God. That is a violent. That is a very violent hit. Let's take one more time, guys. Let's go back to the sim box replay and oh man, two torn up race cars early here tonight as we head back out front with your race leader Todd Cray. Contact for the 28 and the 00 at the end of the front stretch. Hard, heavy impact for the 00. Hard hit for that 28 as well. Look for both of these drivers to be on pit road for a substantial amount of time, if not out of tonight's race. Big impact. And that gives us some big implications. The entire field came down pit road under our first caution back at lap number 11, working lap number 24 this time. Will we see drivers come to pit road? And those that didn't take tires, you can guarantee. You can guarantee they're going to take some fresh tires this time around, as race leader Todd Cray elects to stay out. So now race leader going to be at a huge disadvantage when we go back green. No, it's a gutsy call. It's a risky call, but I mean, it's sticking to your guns, right? So while we've got a little bit of time on our hands, let's go over some of those official point standings coming into tonight's race. 6 races behind us in the Ayers High Racing Paints Championship standings, brought to you by Swift MotorSports, showing the way, walking away with the Performance Motorsports Pole Award here tonight. Bailey Dutton sits just 2 points in front of the man showing the way around the racetrack. In the race lead, Todd Cray just 2 points back. Needs to have a good night. Both of those drivers knotted up in the winners column with 2 wins apiece as well. How about the good run by that 23 of Kevin Burrows this season? Just quietly inside of your top 3, sitting 25 points back. Even Jason Branch sitting in 5th, 42 points back, but the 28 machine looking for a little more than what he's been used to, looking for a solid top 5. We'll see if he can get it done here tonight. It looks like most of the field ready to go back. Green flag racing once again. Field should receive the one to go this time around, and we'll get things refired here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And that's a little insight and a look at your championship standings coming into tonight's race. And there it is. Pace car lights are out. Front of the field mixed up once again. Ray Lane, David Medina. They're going to take fuel only. They're going to make their way into second and third for the restart. Fresh tires back. Sitting in fourth with Gann and Cochran, Dutton, and Fernandez. Along with Burrows, McMillan Jr., and John Wendish will round out your top 10 for our latest restart. Field going to work their way out of turn number 4, and we're going to get ready to fire things off once again here at the Brickyard. We await the mash of the metal, and on the gas, green flag flies once again here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ray enjoying a one-car buffer. Justin Gann going to try to make easy, short work of the old tires in front of him by Ray Lane. Bailey Dutton in tow with Gann. Medina Sr. sitting in 5th now with Fernandez. Out on the trail, Jerry Cochran, the third, bottom of the racetrack, looking to the inside of McMillan Jr. And there's that short work. Justin Gann making a move to the inside. That's going to leave the door open for Bailey Dutton. Through turn 3, they'll go side by side. Dutton going to look for the inside lane. Looks like the 12 of Logan McNeil back onto pit road. Side by side, Dutton finally making the pass into turn number 1. We'll mix it up once again. Medina losing positions now as the 11 and the 72 and the 23 of Burrows all hunt the front. Catfishing early here in tonight's race. Just about a third of the way through, we've had 2 cautions so far here tonight in the Brickyard. 90 Burrows on the bottom. Todd Cray has given up that race lead. How far will he fall? This is going to be key. Cray now the one at the disadvantage on the tires, about 13 laps difference. How long can he stick it out? How defensively offensive can he be? Now, some of you may be scratching your heads. Offensively defensive? But yet, you have to keep the drivers behind you. You're going to have to make that 22 Camaro as wide as you can. I'm not saying you got to throw blocks. You just kind of have to be in the way. Unable to keep the run of Fernandez behind him. Craig going to open up the door. That's going to allow the 15 of McMillan Jr. through. Here comes the 11 of Casey Duncan. Craig gonna have to slam that door shut before Ray Lane tries to work his way through. And there it is, shut the door. Craig, bottom of the racetrack. He's gonna stop the bleeding for the moment. But side by side, whoop. Jerry Cochran the third, side by side with Kevin Burrows, getting dicey with the 14 of Dave Seats in the mix as well. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of going on. Quickly to a third of the race behind us here tonight. 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack now as Todd Cray gonna fall back into the clutches of Ray Lane, Kevin Burrows, Dave Seats, and Jerry Cochran the third, all lined up right here. Wimbish in the mix as well. Cray has got to find a way to stop the bleeding. He has got to find a way to find some speed and momentum. 3 wide down the back stretch, heading into 3. Will they figure it out after a little bit of contact? Burrows making some contact within the 22 of Cray. Man, just the backward slide continues here for this Black Rifle Coffee Company number 22 machine. Todd Cray all the way back now to 12th. So Craig going to momentarily stop that backward slide. Let's go back up here. Heated battle for the 3rd and final spot in the podium. McMillan Jr. all over Roy Fernandez. Keep in mind, we've talked about this man right here multiple times throughout the season. The Lansing, Michigan native. Running well last week at Michigan. Just one of these sneaky drivers, right? And coming into tonight's race, sitting 6th in the overall point standings. He just finds a way. Doesn't pass a lot of cars on one lap. He does tend to pass a lot of cars throughout the race, up 9 positions as we speak. From 12th to 3rd for the moment, Roy Fernandez with another solid points day heading his way. Will the Cuban Missile Rocket be able to bring home yet another podium? Let's go back again. Let's watch this battle. A little bit of a heated exchange. Ray Lane, John Rimbish, Jim Thorndike. All going at it for positions there. 17 of Tommy Haynes, Gary May involved in this battle as Craig gonna fall all the way back to 15th, dropping time quickly. There's got to be. Let's take a look. Here's Cray all alone, all by himself. Race leaders just behind him. Man, this has not gone the way that Todd and his crew chief had. Oh my goodness. There it is, Justin Gann to pit road. Green flag pit cycle underway. Cray stopped the bleeding by heading to pit road. We'll see if he can leapfrog Gann. Meanwhile, front of the field, back into the hands of your Performance Motorsports Pole Award winner here tonight, behind the wheel of his Hardee's Retro Supra. Bailey Dutton back to the point. Fernandez the second, with McMillan Jr. in third. Good gap back from Dutton, who will fly across your screen. Fernandez, McMillan Jr. right there in tow, looking for positions. As the round of green flag pit stops has begun. Drivers will try some strategies throughout the course of tonight. Not too sure how successful of these strategies are going to end up being. Big look, though, is on Justin Gann and Todd Cray. Both have already come to pit road for their round of green flag pit stops. Gann to pit road about 2 laps after Todd Cray, and Todd has not been able to make up a ton of ground. Still about an 11-second deficit. That is massive. Let's look for some battles. Let's hunt the action for all my adrenaline addicts. And here we go. 4 drivers continuing to go at it. Jerry Conklin III, Casey Duncan, Kevin Burrows, Dave Seats right here, continuing to mix things up, continuing to go at it for positions. Now looking for spots inside of the top 5. Burrows going to have a little look to the inside, not attack the corner just yet. He's going to look to make a run down the backstretch. Will he be close enough to make the move to the inside heading into 3, or will he set it up for a pass to be made in 4? You know, honestly, I don't know what you do here, right? You're all over the driver that's right in front of you. Right? Do you come to pit road a little early? You were only on pit road 15 laps ago. But so was Justin Gann. Justin Gann was to pit road after 10 laps on his tires. I don't know which strategy is the winning strategy. I don't know where these crew chiefs are coming up with these numbers. We haven't run a full green flag run just yet. We're looking at one right now. Drivers at the front of this field. Last time they were to pit road was under caution back at lap number 24. They put on 4 fresh good gears, filled it full of fuel. Working right around the corner of 20 laps on this green flag run. And I think that's the sweet spot here. I think that 10-11 lap run is what these drivers were looking for to get themselves into a position to make it on 2 more stops. I believe we're going to see Todd Cray and Justin Gann bolt to pit road one more time. Matter of fact, I think we're going to see the rest of the field to pit road at least 2 more times. Oh, man. These are the days that I never enjoyed being on top of the pit box. Much more enjoyable here when you can speculate and insinuate strategy as opposed to have to calculate. Closing in on the halfway point here tonight in the Brickyard. 90 for the Airs High Racing Paints Xfinity Series, brought to you by Swift MotorSports. Want to give a big shout out to title series sponsor returning once again, Airs High Racing Paints. If you're in the market, you need a new livery, you're looking for a clean looking wrap, look no further than Airs Eye Racing Paints. You can find them on Facebook.com. Once again, that's Airs Eye Racing Paints. So just a handful of laps away from the halfway point here tonight. We're going to kick things off a little bit sooner. 18 drivers to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 16 on track. Early exit after big contact for Branch and Hunt. Both drivers will be finished here tonight, 17th and 18th from the Brickyard with 16 drivers remaining on track. Only 15 still on that lead lap. Todd Cray, from walking away to digging to keep himself on the lead lap, has made his round of green flag pit stops. He will be looking to stay out somewhere until around lap number, let's call it lap number 60, to be on a safe side. Justin Gann going to be right on the pit road right in that same amount of time. So these drivers, these teammates, very, very similar strategies. Teammate out front showing the way, pole award in hand, leading the most laps so far here tonight. Fastest lap of the race also falls with the man behind the wheel of this 26 machine. Bailey Dutton has been on point all night long. Will he be able to seal the deal and break loose in that winner's column? Joined by Todd Cray, Justin Gann, and Jerry Cochran, the third in the winners column. Only Todd Cray with 2 wins this season, mirroring his teammates. Visits to victory lane. Is tonight the night that Dutton sets himself apart once again? Little bit of a late call to pit road, and it's going to cost him. Bailey Dutton all sorts of out of shape, getting his green flag pit stop underway. And that's going to hand the race lead over to this man right here, who does have a fast closing. 72 right behind him. John McMillan to the front for the first time. New race leader for the third time here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. John McMillan Jr. to the point. They're not going to stay out for long. Both the 15 and 72 going to head to pit road. Handful of drivers going to join them. Tommy Haynes elects to stay out on the racetrack and pick up a lap lead here tonight. 17 Prime Energy Drink Camaro to the front of the field. Gary May will stay out as well. Only 2 drivers remain to complete the round of green flag pit stops. Justin Gann looking to keep himself out front. Both Todd Cray and Gann have leapfrogged Dutton in the field, as well as Fernandez. So the front gonna look a little bit different after the pit stops complete. So with the split here, Gary May will stay out on the racetrack. Number 5 will lead a lap here tonight. As Haynes give up the top spot, Gary May gonna take over. Justin Gann, Todd Cray, front of the field, second and third now across the line. Gann gonna look for the eventual race lead, with Fernandez moving to third. And with May making his pit stop, that will complete the round of green flag pit stops. Our first green flag pit cycle has come to a close. Justin Gann reaping the benefits. He's going to be over 5 seconds in front of Todd Cray, who has Roy Fernandez all over his rear deck lid right now. Fernandez looking to really capitalize all the ground of green flag pit stops here. You can see drivers making their way back up to speed, rejoining the race. "12 continued connection issues." He's going to stay at the top of the racetrack. Roy Fernandez going to make his way around. Todd Crane looking to do so in short order. Bailey Dutton beginning to make a run back to the front as well. Just 1 second back from Dutton. You'll find the 72 Grayson Jade for Tongafe. Wicked Racing Camaro making his way back to the front. John McMillan Jr., he's still hanging around. Big gap back from the 15 all the way back to Ray Lane, fastest Ford in the field. There you can see Ray with Kevin Burrows all over him for the moment. Burrows going to try to chase him down. We're going to take a look here. 23 to the inside and short work. Burrows will take that 7th position. Ray Lane going to drop back to 8th. And I mean, tires do seem to make the difference here tonight. Just 2 laps difference on the tires there, and you can see the ease in which that 23 made the pass. Right, a nice draft down the backstretch. Put himself in position, went to the bottom of the racetrack and made short work of the fast 44. Ray, not one of those drivers that it's just easy to take, easy to take positions from. And a 23 of Burrows made it look easy. Into pit road once again, John McMillan Jr., Todd Crane, pit lane. These are some quick pit stops for Cray. Man. Well, no, third. I don't want it. No. Getting handed a stat sheet on pit strategies with the massive mix-up right there. There is a huge difference on these strategies right now. Todd Cray has not run a consistent distance on the tires and fuel all night long. John McMillan Jr. in the 15th, same thing. He hasn't run a consistent amount of laps on the tires and fuel either. Now both of the drivers outside of the top 10. Long way to go to get back. Justin Gann on the pit road giving up a ton of positions. Roy Fernandez now to the point. I don't know what is going on with the strategies. I don't know what's going on with the calls. We're just going to have to just keep this thing fluid and keep trying to understand it. Because with the pit stop, Justin Gann gave up the top spot to McMillan Jr. I say the top spot, they're running 12th, 13th, and 14th on the racetrack, but the rest of the field still yet to hit pit road. And I don't know. I mean, it's about a 5 to 7 lap difference. So again, McMillan Jr. and Cray, they will be quicker than the rest of the field, but they're not going to be that much quicker. And there it is, Fernandez, he's going to come to pit road. Fernandez to pit road, Bailey Dutton back to the point. And some new faces at the front of this field. Jerry Cochran to third. Going to move into second with Kevin Burrows taking over third. Ray Lane now back to fourth with Dave Seats all over him. well over the halfway point here tonight in the Brickyard 90, brought to you by Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series right here with Swift MotorSports. If you're looking to get on track and rub elbows with some of the best Xfinity drivers around, if you want to try your luck, you can hit them up on iRacing.com. Check out the league directories. Once again, that's iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. You can find them listed over in the league directories at Swift MotorSports. Some of the best in the business, hands down, bar none. I will bet with them day in, day out. Just continuing this long green flag run. 30-plus laps of green flag racing here tonight at the Brickyard. We've seen 2 quick cautions earlier. One on lap number 11, one on lap number 23. Some drivers with 1 round of green flag pit stops, a handful with 2. And we're trying to look at this thing right here, right now, because it looks like John McMillan Jr., Roy Fernandez, both with fuel-only stops. Todd Gray also a fuel-only stop, so possibly electing to take that last set of tires on the last pit stop of the night. Let's get back to the battle at the front. We stayed with the mid-pack battle long enough back at the front of this field. Bailey Dutton showing the way. Jerry Cochran the third in tow. 5 seconds back to Kevin Burrows. And Ray Lane going at it third, fourth with seats in fifth. I don't know. We've seen. Can we get a graphic about that, guys? Can we get that up? Yeah. See, this is why we've got some of the best in the business over here. You ask and you shall receive. There you can see right now a little bit of the breakup of those top 8 drivers. We haven't seen a run anywhere inside of the top 8 longer than 21 laps. So you do the math backwards. These guys, they're going to have to hit pit road to get to the end. You're looking at about lap number 69. They were last to pit road, lap 44. You do the 21 laps, that's lap 65. That's 4 laps short. That means you are not going to have enough to get to the end when you make this pit stop. They will have to make yet another. And now we start to eyeball the strategy out of Fernandez again in Cray. Pit road right at lap 50. They're going to have to come to pit road with about 20 laps to go. They're going to fill up with fuel, have fresh tires, and they will be burning the track up. But I don't know. If I'm one of these guys at the front, we're going to get rid of that pit stop information. But if I'm one of these 2 guys right here, I'm taking my tires now. I want my tires. I want to build the gap as much as I can. Let's run this thing out, come down, get a 1-can stop, get back out there, minimize the time on pit road, match the fresh tires that are put on behind you in the field. I think that's the best route for these 2 at the front of the field. We'll see what Dutton and Cochran the third have in store for the rest of the field here tonight, running 1-2 On the racetrack, Kevin Burns back in third with Ray Lane for Tommy Haynes. Rounds out your top 5. Let's find some battles. What do you say, guys? Let's go back here. Let's take a little look. Jim Thorndike, Gary May going at a 9th and 10th. On the racetrack, Justin Gann making his way around. John McMillan Jr., keep in mind, Gann took those fresh tires. McMillan, Fernandez, and Gray elected to keep one set in their back pocket. Is that the move for Gann? Again, there's a lot going on. Got a lot of different battles on the racetrack. Gonna look now as the Code Red Mountain Dew number 99 machine, piloted by David Medina. It's in 7th, up 6 positions from where he qualified. The Valvoline 56 machine of John Wimbish, right behind him, Jim Thorndike peeling from the track, heading to pit road. Thorndike to pit road. And here we go, race fans. We are down to the nitty-gritty. Less than 30 laps remain here tonight from the Brickyard Indianapolis Motor Speedway, race number 7, season number 6, here with the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. A lot of lead changes. A lot of differing strategies. A lot on the line as we are just around the corner from beginning that championship stretch. We're going to finish off the month of April with a great lineup of racing. Heading back to the road course next week at the Glen Charlotte Motor Speedway, followed by the Lady in Black. The track Too Tough to Tame Darlington Raceway will host the final race of April, gearing things up for that championship run. So if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation before you go here tonight. Not all about the racing action here tonight, but week in, week out, providing you with some of the best in the business. Battle for the race lead, and Jerry Cochran, one-third, it takes the point. Here tonight, the 72 Grayson Jane photography machine will lead Dutton off of 4 down the front stretch and back across the stripe. But as we were saying, don't forget to show these drivers the love and appreciation, and be sure to drop that thumbs up. Ray Lane and John Wimbish both to pit road last time by from the 7th and 8th positions on the racetrack. Again, drivers closing in on just about 25 laps to go. The furthest we've seen them run so far here tonight is 21 laps. Will somebody attempt to stretch the fuel? And it looks like we have a rancher. Bailey Dutton says, nah, not today. He's going to head to pit road this time around. Lap number 65 will go on the board. We'll have 25 to go. Next time around, big gaps throughout the front of this field. Whew. Man, I'm telling you. And we're looking at things here, and it looks like Todd Cray, Roy Fernandez, John McMillan Jr. looks like the majority of these drivers will be hitting pit road in the next 5 to 6 laps. Big spread outfield now as Cochran comes to pit road. Burrow's going to follow suit. 17 Prime Energy Drink Camaro will stay out on the racetrack. Once again, Tommy Haynes goes to the point. Gary May yet to make his latest round of green flag pit stops with 25 to go. Nobody can make it the distance. Everybody has to pit at least one more time. At least one more time. I mean, there's no way we're going to jump from 21 to 25. I don't see anybody saving an extra 3 to 4 laps. I just don't see it. You haven't done it all night. Where are you going to make up the extra fuel? Right now, excuse us. Right now, yeah, if you're Tommy Haynes, you got a ton of ground to work with, right? But you don't have a ton of drivers off of the lead lap. When you make your pit stop, you will be giving up track position. But if Haynes can make this work, if he can stay out for another 3 laps here, 3 laps. Oh man, this is... Does he go another? No, he's going to head to pit road this time around. That's going to leave him with 23 laps to go on his final run. That is by far the closest anybody can get. If there's one man that could probably pull it off, it would be Tommy Haynes. But there you can see Justin Gann quickly reclaiming that race lead. I don't know. I'm kind of liking Tommy Haynes' situation right here. But what we will have to remember as well is these drivers that have to come to pit road, some of them will not be making lengthy stays. Right, Gann's going to have to come to get enough fuel to get to the end. The rest of the field not necessarily have to take tires. They just got to take at least 1 can of fuel. So the time difference on pit road going to be much different. Will that allow Haynes to make that final leapfrog and have a big enough gap to save a lap of fuel? He's going to need to save at least 1, maybe 2 laps of fuel. I think that is doable. Will Tommy Haynes be able to pull this thing off? I like his odds. I'm looking at things and I'm liking the odds. We're going to look now. Back at a battle. We've seen it raging on before the pit stops. Back in action once again, nose to tail on the racetrack, trying to chase down John McMillan Jr. for the final podium position. Bailey Dutton gonna run in 4th with Cochran right behind him, 72. Out on the trail to 15, way up the racetrack in turn 3. Made a pit road. He's going to give up that 2nd position. That's going to move Dutton to 2nd. Cochran into 3rd. McMillan Jr. back in 4th with Fernandez. Now in pit. Oh my goodness. And what has happened to Todd Cray? His run has just kind of ended. Pretty lackluster second half of the race. Strategy looked to be panning out and working the right direction for that 22, but the pace has just followed off and went away. Todd Cray. Seeing a potential podium slip away. We're going to have ourselves just 20 laps to go. This time around with Justin Gann back at the point. Bailey Dutton to pit road. McMillan Jr. pit road as well. Final pit stops for the 26 and 15. So, man. Todd Cray on the pit road as well. Tommy Haynes, he's staying out. Lap 67 is when he came to pit road. We're going to put him at lap 87, 88. Right at that 2 lap short. We'll see if he can keep the pace. We'll see if he can keep the tires underneath him as your top 2 head to pit road. Gann and Cochran will give up the top spot. 44 of Ray Lane will continue out on the racetrack. 23 of Kendrick Burns will stay out as well. Fernandez gonna pull that number 3 machine to pit road. Tommy Haynes was able to leapfrog Bailey Dutton. That is a big moment. Able to also leapfrog Gann Fernandez, McMillan Jr. I don't know, race fans. This is looking like it may have Tommy Haynes' name written on the trophy. With 18 laps to go now here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a lot can happen, a lot can go on to change the dynamics of this finish here tonight. But if we keep it green flag from here, I think Haynes can do it. I really think Tommy Haynes may be able to stretch this thing. Let's look at the timing and scoring charts. About a 6-second differential back to Bailey Dutton. Both of these drivers have fresh tires. Dutton, yes, has about 4 lap fresher tires. He will be a little quicker. But can Haynes somehow find enough speed to keep him out front? It's one thing to catch a driver. It's a whole nother to make a pass, especially with old tires. Grip levels here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, by far the most important thing is confidence in the grip levels. We'll see how things pan out here. And again, I'm liking that 17 of Haynes' strategy right now. We were questioning it. We're not going to lie, but that's the beautiful thing about being bureaucratic here in the production booth, right? Is we can be fluid with what's going on the racetrack and not be pigeonholed into rooting for just one driver. I'd love to see this strategy pan out for the 17. I mean, Tommy came into tonight's race sitting in 7th in the overall point standing, sitting 47 points out of your points lead. A race win would do a ton in the confidence department, but give a huge shot in the arm to his point standings, almost guaranteeing a shot at a championship run. Race-winning performances do not necessarily lock you into the playoffs, but with the regular season winding down, those race wins become ever more cherished, sought after. They're already hard enough to obtain. You start bringing in the tail end of the season, and it makes it that much tougher. And we've got a telltale sign. Jim Thorndike was last to pit road on lap number 65. The 59 will head to pit road. Tommy Haynes inside the top 5 with about a 3.5 second advantage over Tommy Haynes. Is that 3.5 seconds enough to keep Dutton out of victory lane? And again, just a rough night here tonight for Todd Cray. Big moments for Cray, some contact with the outside wall, and Cray falls through the field, falters, and drops outside of your top 10 off of the lead lap, for the moment being listed as the first driver off of the lead lap in that lucky dog position. And praying for a caution right now, Todd Cray is looking for a yellow. Everybody else has come to pit road. Everybody else has used up the tires. Cray just needs to hit the reset button and give himself some sort of opportunity. At some point in your race career, you got to take a car and make it finish better than what it's worth. I think Cray is one of those guys that can get that job done under the right circumstances and scenarios. And I think tonight would be one of those nights that he showcases those skills. Right now, trying to close in on the back end of Ray Lane, who is your race leader. Todd Cray very well may race his way back onto the lead lap with those fresh Ford Goodyear tires. But with time running out, he's going to be hard-pressed to capitalize on positions. Maybe going to pick up another 3 to 4 spots when drivers start trickling down pit road. Because there is just no way that Lane can stretch the fuel. Medina Sr., Burrows, Seats, none of their top 4 are going to have enough fuel to get it. The man sitting in 5th, that is a different story altogether. Tommy Haynes is right there on that fuel window. The possibility is there. And I think we're going to see him trying to run it out. Just my opinion. We're going to go back here. Let's take a look. And these two guys find themselves racing after each other once again. Bailey Dutton, Jerry Cochran, the third, going at it 6th and 7th. And this is helping, right? This is helping Tommy Haynes right now. Dutton and Cochran were turning in lap times faster than Tommy Haynes, but when they got caught up racing each other for position, that has allowed Haynes to, for about 3 laps now, to minimize the loss. Still last time around 54.19 for Haynes, 53.94 for Dutton, Cochran with a 91. So just about a 10th faster. But a 10th with 10 laps. And you gotta make up almost 3 seconds. Tommy Haynes liking what he sees behind him. 3-way battle now with Justin Gann in the mix. This is either going to be a battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, or a battle for 2nd and 3rd. One of the 2 ways. I would expect to see Ray Lane, Kevin Burrows, David Medina, as well as Dave Seats all to pit road here in your closing 8 laps as the tires giving way for the 72 side by side with Gann and Dutton. Down the backstretch, we'll watch these two heavyweights throw haymakers at each other. Great racing action here between two teammates side by side around the track. All the way down the back stretch through 3 and 4. Back down the front stretch, they'll battle into 1 with 9 to go. Now Haynes has got to start worrying. 1 second advantage now. The time is going away. Tommy Haynes, you can see him just off in the distance. Haynes is going to have to pick up the pace here. But I don't know that he can. He could possibly run himself out of fuel here. Crazy finish to an amazing night here tonight at the Brickyard 90. You're watching the Airs Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series with Swift MotorSports. Ray Lane showing the way, but yet to make his final stop of the night, will he somehow find a way to push the fuel limits to get almost 27 laps of fuel out of the tank? I think it's going to be hard pressed to do, and there it is. We're going to have our entry as Lane heads to pit road. That's going to move Kevin Burrows into the top spot, Medina into second. Seats going to pick up third with Haynes, Gann, Dutton, and Cochran in tow. And the battle is over. Tommy Haynes will lose a position, and Justin Gann will reclaim what we believe will be the eventual race lead. Tommy Haynes just too many laps left, just not enough speed underneath the hood of that PrimeEnergyDrink.com number 17 machine. But big tip of the cap to Haynes and the crew chief. They threw the kitchen sink at it, and it almost worked. And there it is, Burrows and Medina to pit road. Dave Seats will inherit the race lead. But with 5 laps to go, I don't foresee Seats making it. I mean, he's going to have to travel 25 laps on fuel. He does have quite a bit of gap to give up. Doesn't seem to be too concerned with saving fuel at the time being. What will this 14 do? He's not going to attempt it. He's going to come to pit road. That will hand the race lead back over to Justin Gann. Man, what a run for Gann. Started things off last week at Michigan International Speedway, walking away with the race win. Picked up where he left off last night in the Performance Motorsports Truck Series. At Darlington, walked away with another race win. Now he's going to go back-to-back weeks here on Tuesday nights with the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series, and he's going to make it 2 visits in a row to victory lane, 3 wins in 3 races. Justin Gann is finding that rhythm. He is finding the mojo. Keep in mind, he mentioned new race rig this season. Has Justin finally adjusted to the nuances that come with the new direct drive wheels, the new load cell pedals, things of that nature? Everything feels a little different. You gotta relearn certain aspects of your racing, your throttle pressure, your brake pressure, what your lifting response is. There's a lot that goes on in getting used to a car once again. And Gann finally looks like he may have turned that corner. And not just off 4 corners here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway as he works his way off of 4 sickle sticks on display. Just 2 to go here from the Brickyard. I guarantee you there couldn't be a more excited race car driver than the man behind the wheel. Gonna cross the line this time around. White flag flies. Final lap. It's the Swift MotorSports 1 to go here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Justin Gann looking for his 2nd win in a row behind the wheel of his Xfinity ride. Long green flag run to the end of tonight's race has stretched this field out. We have seen comers and goers. We have seen drivers throw the kitchen sink out at Tommy Haynes. What a night and a gamble for Haynes. Let's not take away from him tonight. Still with a top 5 run going on. We'll watch to see where Haynes finishes, but out of 4 for the final time across the line. And checkered flag flies here in the Brickyard. 90 for the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. Justin Gann will walk away with the race win once again. Job well done for Gann. And Tommy Haynes does bring it home inside of the top 5. What a run from that 17. Up 12 positions from where he qualified. An absolute phenomenal night here tonight for Tommy. Race winner Justin Gann gonna enjoy a cool down lap. Get that hyperdrive Sim Magic Performance Motorsports number 30 machine back around to the front stretch. Enjoying a little post-race celebration there. You can see the love tap from teammate Dutton. And Gann will bring it to the front stretch. Give all the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show. So as Gann enjoys his post-race celebrations, we're going to begin to step away from the track, get things set up and ready to go. For your post-race interviews, don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back with your post-race coverage live from the Brickyard.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And back live trackside for your post-race show here tonight following the Brickyard 90 from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What a race here for the Ayers Eye Racing Paints Xfinity Series. We're going to see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the man that finishes out on the podium here tonight. Once again, back at the post-race show. Jerry, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I got you, Dave.
Well, man, you're making it a common theme to talk to us at the end of these things, whether it be on Monday nights or here on Tuesday nights in the Xfinity ride. So how's the confidence level overall as a driver, and how are you looking at the rest of this regular season?
Confidence is pretty high. I feel good, running against these guys here and being able to run with them. Some places they hand me my tail, and some places I'm able to hang in there with them. So when I can, it definitely feels good. It's definitely, still got a lot of work to do, but looking at what's left as far as the season goes, it's about like Monday nights. It's a good schedule. I like the schedule. I'm looking forward to it, and I feel good about a couple or several. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and just one step at a time right now. Let's get into the chase, and then we'll see what happens.
Well, a little bit of tire strategy here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a track that can be pretty much run similar to a road course as far as the tire and fuel strategies are concerned. Do you think this helps warm you up at all for next week's race when we visit the Glen?
Um, yeah, we'll see. It's right and left there. A lot of braking, a lot of shifting. So I mean, it's a different beast in its own. We'll definitely put a lot of time in for the trucks and the cars before we get back in on for Watkins Glen, because it's definitely going to take some time. Um, you can sit there and put the time in and put the time in, especially on a road course, and you can always get better. So. I'm not sure where I stand with these guys on road courses. I'm not really sure who the road course ringers are. Um, we'll find out, but all I can say is I'll do my homework and I'll be ready.
Well, Jerry, we know you're going to be a tough competitor week in, week out. It's been proven so far this season. An amazing job, an amazing run. Over these first handful of weeks, you're making some headway in the point standings as well. So, congratulations on the great run here tonight. Before we let you go, though, would you like to give any final shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yes, sir. As always, I'll start with my wife, Grayson J Photography. Without her, I would not be where I'm at. She's my full supporter, and she's what makes us happen every week. Obsidian Activewear, Velocita, Weekend Motorsports, Swift Motorsports, Justin Gann, Don Kidder, Andy Starcher, everybody behind the scenes that make this happen. You yourself, Dave, and everybody at Turn 3, great job, and I enjoy watching the broadcast.
Well, I know we appreciate the kind words. I know the admins, race officials, as well as your fellow competitors. Excuse us. Appreciate the kind words. Always a class act. Always a pleasure to catch up with you. We'll see if we can't talk to you again next week. But until then, my friends, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Thank you, Dave. We'll see you.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walks away third here tonight. Behind that, 72 Grayson Jade photography machine. Jerry Cochran III picks up yet another podium position. And now let's see if we can dial up the man that had the plan. He walked away with the pole position here tonight, going to finish second at the end of when it's all said and done. Bailey, how you feeling, man?
Pretty good. I can't complain with a second.
Can't complain with a second? What?
You can't win them all, Dave. You gotta let some other people in, you know?
I mean, at least it's a teammate, right?
Yeah, that is a positive.
Well, before we came back on air, we were kind of cutting it up, talking amongst you podium drivers, and a little bit of some close racing there coming to the end between you and Jerry. Was there ever any concerns that you may overstep, maybe hit that outside wall, maybe a little bit of contact? Was any of that ever in your mind?
Everything was in my mind. I was thinking about don't hit the wall, don't miss the turn. Jerry was faster than me. I know later in that run, dirty air kind of played a factor, and it ended up chewing up his tires a little bit more and slowing him down. But for a while, I was sweating some bullets, thinking any minute he's gonna get a good run out of a corner and get me.
Well, man, it was some great racing action. A lot of different runs here tonight. Let's talk about that pit strategy. It seemed like there was at least 2 times that drivers were forced, or well, I don't want to say forced, but drivers, well, I guess forced, yeah, that to make a run with no tires.
Yeah, for me, I ended up having to run about 5 or 6 laps and then go back down for fuel to top off so I could make it. Justin did some kind of weird off strategy early, which ultimately I think won him the race, and that was some good thinking on his part. I mean, there was so many options you could have done there, and the outcome was determined on who did what option at what point.
Yeah, a lot of differing strategies, a lot of differing pit stops, and well, you can't win them all, like you said. At least, I guess, at least the sunny side of it is a teammate walking away into victory lane here tonight. So Bailey, again, congratulations on a great second place showing. You came into tonight's race and with the overall points lead. You will head into the Glen as the points leader once again. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, I want to thank you for putting on the broadcast. Everybody at Swift, Don and Andy, for adminning as well, and Assassin. What am I forgetting? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sweating over here. I was driving hard. Uh, I think that's it. Cousin Jess for tuning in, as always, and I think that'll wrap it up.
All right, my man. Well, again, always a pleasure to catch up with you at the end of these things. I'm sure we're going to end up having a handful of talks before the end of the season. So until then, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the man that walks away second. Bailey Dutton going to take the Performance Motorsports Pole Award here tonight in Parlay. His way into a podium finish, he will walk away second here tonight, but that will move us right along the running order and into victory lane. Back-to-back race winning performances this week. Back-to-back race wins on Tuesday night. Justin, how good's it feel?
It feels good. It's kind of like deja vu, you know. There's a season. I forget which season it was, man, but I just couldn't get a win, and we hopped into the playoffs, and I won 3 out of the 5 or something like that. But I don't know, man. It's starting to feel it come back.
Well, we've got a much different beast next week as we head to the Glen for some road course action. Do you think you can whip them like you did here tonight?
You know, I've put in some time on the road in the off seasons, and I'm not terrible anymore, but I'm not confident that I'm not going to wreck myself either. So I think I have potential to be fast, but I also have big potential to wreck. So, so we'll see how it goes.
We're going to poke a little bit more fun here for a minute, or we're going to poke the bear a little bit more, I should say. With this win, that pulls you even with both of your teammates, both Todd Cray and Bailey Dutton, with 2 wins apiece this season. What's the talk going to be like at the office tomorrow when you guys get there? Is there going to be any like ha-has, or how's this going to go down with 3 of your top performers all on the same team?
Yeah, I mean, every week we always try to race each other hard. You know, we try not to wreck each other. Sometimes we do, but it's always nice to get one up on your teammate. And you know, I guess it's my turn right now. And but at the end of the day, you know, all we do is push each other harder and harder, and it ends up helping us. You know, maybe Todd will get the win next week after seeing what we did this week. You know, so it's just a big back and forth. So it's nice that there's a lot of fast guys on the team, and we're able to do what we do. And it's really nice that we can push each other the way we do.
Well, man, it's been nice to catch up with you so much lately. We'll see if you can keep that string of race-winning performances going on heading into next week with the big race at the road course at the Glen coming up. But before we let you go here tonight and have to worry about that one, you can enjoy this race-winning performance from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Justin, we're going to hush up and step back. The mic is yours.
All right. I give a shout out to Performance Motorsports, Hyperdrive Racing, Sim Magic, Assassin Motorsports, Ayers iRacing Paints, Cousin Jess in the chat. I seen her chat in there earlier. You, Dave, for putting on a broadcast for us, and everybody behind the scenes over there at Swift Motorsports.
Well, Justin, again, congratulations on yet Another race-winning performance. It's tough to get to victory lane, even tougher to go back-to-back. Job well done, my friend. We'll look forward to catching up with you over the next handful of weeks. We've got the Glen Charlotte followed up by Darlington, so we'll see how you go over the next 3 weeks. But until then, as always, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Appreciate it, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Final words from the top spot on the podium. Justin Gann gonna wear him out like a cucumber at a woman's prison here tonight from the Brickyard. Indianapolis Motor Speedway putting it on him. Gann gonna walk away with his second win of the season. Job well done from the entire team. Man, what a race. Man, what a night. A lot of crazy differing strategies. We've seen a lot of different race leaders. And a lot of strategy came into play. These races are no longer just about being built on pure speed. It is about the strategy that comes along with it. Oh my gosh, and excuse me, we had to mute the mic. Had a sneezing fit right there, but again, it's not about just pure raw speed. You gotta have every aspect. You gotta execute week in, week out. Job well done here tonight for the 30 crew back to victory lane once again, and it doesn't get much better than that. You can hear producers hitting the buttons in the background. You know the familiar sounds. You know it's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results from Indianapolis Motor Speedway when Swift MotorSports airs iRacing paints Xfinity Series victory lane. Second time in 2 weeks, Justin Gann is your race winner. Bailey Dutton going to come home in second with Jerry Cochran in third. John McMillan Jr. picking up fourth. Tommy Haynes with a crazy strategy. Gonna finish in fifth. The Cuban Missile Rocket Roy Fernandez going to slide home in sixth. Seventh tonight to Ray Lane. Kevin Burrows back in eighth with the Gary May and David Medina rounding out your top 10. Dave Seats back in 11th with Todd Cray in 12th. John Wimbish going to finish in 13th, followed by Jim Thorndike in 14th. 15th tonight to Logan McNeil, Casey Duncan, Jason Branch, and Nick Hunt finish out the 18-car field. Big tip of the cap and shout out to Race Control and admins just down the hall, Don Kinner and Andy Starcher. That's going to do it for us here tonight. We're going to begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords, but before we go, if you haven't already, join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. From myself, Dave of the Cave, and everybody else back at the headquarters. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends. Until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.